What are you waiting for? Go follow Chat Sports on Twitter right now. We're trying to get that verified check mark. And if you love what we got going on here at Chat Sports, please go ahead and give us a follow on Twitter at Chat Sports. You're watching NFL Daily. Mitchell Renz here, ready to answer all y'all's questions. Make sure you use hashtag NFL to be featured. Nathan Wagner, Lawrence and Wilson are a bust so far. Who do you see rookie of the year? My choices are between Jamar Chase or CeeDee Lamb. Well, I can guarantee you this. It's not going to be CeeDee Lamb. In terms of Lawrence and Wilson so far, you're right. It has been pretty disappointing, but I think it has a lot to do with the talent around them. Jamar Chase has looked pretty good thus far. I'm still going to stick with probably Mac Jones because he has the most talent around him, but you're right, has not been pretty. But maybe it's going to be Jamar Chase. But if Justin Jefferson put up over 1,400 yards last year and he didn't get it, I don't know if Chase is going to get it, but I can guarantee you CeeDee Lamb will not get it. Let's go to Jacob Bates. If Terry McLaurin had Deshaun Watson, would he be one of the best wide receivers in the NFL? Statistically, yeah, I think he'd put up some crazy numbers because no matter who it's been, he has been able to put up numbers. And, that's very, very impressive to me. But Deshaun Watson in Washington, that'd be, kind of a fun mix-up. Let's go to Kurt Morrow. Who do you think is the top head coach candidate for next season? I still think it's Eric Bieniemy. I think it's Eric Bieniemy or it's Sean McDermott. I think those are your top two. Joe Brady, the OC, Carolina's OC. I think his top thing would be just going to Cincinnati. Definitely up there, but those are probably the top three. I would say, though, there was a report that Eric Bieniemy could be an option to go to USC. We'll see ultimately how that one ends up shaking out, but those are probably my top three guys right now. Robert Bruce, can't believe I'm going to say this, but Jameis Winston is a winner. So far, Jameis, I don't believe, is thrown for over 170 yards yet in a game. I get the fact that he's putting up touchdowns, but the winner is the defense. That's the winner there. So we'll see ultimately if Jameis can continue to be a winner. But yeah, good for Jameis. He's got 2 wins so far. Connor James, with Tua on IR and Brissett being bad, would Miami be better off signing Cam Newton? I still am going to go ahead and say no to that one. Jacoby Brissett, I actually don't think he played all that bad this past week. That offensive line is an absolute disgrace for calling it an O-line. The Bears might have a worse one. The Raiders are up there as well, but I'm going to go and say no, Cam Newton. I might actually rather have Jacoby Brissett at this point. All right, so speaking of Cam, which team do you guys think is going to go out and sign Superman? I don't know if he's Superman anymore. Maybe he's more of just Robin at this point. But let me know, which team do you think goes out and signs Cam Newton? This next question coming in here from Jaleel Brown. Do you think the Panthers go to the playoffs this year? So statistically speaking, 76.5% of teams who start the year 3-0 do end up making the playoffs. Right now, the only 5 undefeated teams, and if you get me that listicle of the undefeated teams, I'll let you guys, try to figure it out. It was in the build-up section. So there's 5 undefeated teams right now. It's the Los Angeles Rams, the Arizona Cardinals, Raiders, Broncos, and Panthers. One of these teams is not going to end up making the playoffs. Is it going to be the Panthers, the Broncos, Raiders? The team that I believe has the least chance of doing it is Denver, simply because I still think that division is a very difficult division. Carolina could end up winning the division, no doubt about it. They have the tiebreaker over New Orleans. They're definitely a better team than Atlanta. Now, Tampa Bay is where it's going to be interesting, but I think the 2 teams that have the chance of not making the playoffs, Denver and Carolina. Big Chungus, are the Broncos going to get more than 10 wins? I'm going to say no. I still want to see what Denver does up against some of these other more difficult teams. They have yet to really play anybody legit yet, so I have Denver down as a 9-win team. Guys, go ahead and use hashtag NFL, or you can super chat to get your questions featured here on NFL Daily. This one's coming in from Luis Rodriguez. Predict the score for the Cowboys and Eagles game. I have the Cowboys winning this one, but when you guys watch this at a later date, you're probably going to see that if I was right or not. But I got the Cowboys winning this one. Let's go 31-24. Cowboys end up winning. Now, if you guys want to shout out right now here on Chat Sports, if you're watching this live, I want you to go to Chat Sports' pinned tweet and give it a retweet. Now, if you're watching this on a later date, it's all good. I understand that you weren't able to join us live. Remember, we go live every single Monday and Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. But if you want to just stay up to date on everything going on around the NFL, go ahead and give us a follow on Twitter at Chat Sports. Gus on a bus. Should the Seahawks sign Quinton Dunbar? Dunbar is still out there. Pete Carroll did go out and say that he was disappointed with the effort that his cornerbacks made. Now, Minnesota is a kind of a difficult matchup. They can beat you a few different ways with Jefferson and Adam Thielen. But if they don't have Dalvin Cook, you should be able to hopefully lock it in. But this has been an issue for Seattle for quite some time. If I was them, Dunbar would be a call. Richard Sherman would be another call. What up, King? Fantasy question. Juju, Galladay, or Patterson in my flex. Holy throw up. Oh, man. I mean, if Galladay had a quarterback, I'd probably say Kenny. If it's a PPR league, though, I'm going to go with Juju, though he is battling an injury right now, but I believe he's going to be okay. I can't start Cordell Patterson. He's just too inconsistent. So, PPR, Juju, and since Sterling Shepard's got an injury, then maybe Kenny Galladay. Big Chungus, is Teddy Bridgewater the franchise quarterback Denver has been looking for? I don't know if he's the franchise quarterback, but he's definitely a serviceable stopgap guy. I mean, he's been everything that you're kind of hoping for. He hasn't been turning the ball over. He's been consistent. We'll see what he's able to do, continue to go forward, but I've been very impressed thus far with Teddy Bridgewater. What up, Scott? Mitch, since the Raiders' O-line is really shaky, do you see Gruden trying to convert some of the defensive linemen into guards or tackles? Might be worth a try. R.I.P. Blanda. Yes, R.I.P. Blanda, but no. Scott, I appreciate the question. However, there's just so many other ways that you can improve your offensive line rather than taking defensive linemen and converting them into guards or tackles. I get that they are listed as defensive tackles, but no. You're not going to put those guys on the offensive side of the football. But, hey, thanks for the question. Now, if any of that craziness does happen, we will make a video about it. But if you guys want to stay up to date on everything going on, news and rumors, we also do NBA content as well. Make sure you subscribe. Join the Chat Sports family. Let's get to 265,000 subs. Ancestor, what do y'all think about Garoppolo versus Lance? It's a fun storyline. Jimmy G has been, actually, I think, okay this year. Trey Lance is going to be the future. He's the better overall prospect, better overall athlete. But the 49ers have only lost one game, and they lost it to the Green Bay Packers, who are a good team. I do want to give Garoppolo and the 49ers a little bit of credit for not totally, failing to show up in Sunday Night Football. I believe they were down 17-0. They didn't give up. But I will say that the offense needs to get a little bit more spicy. You got to get some salt. You got to get some pepper. You got to get a little bit more flavor in that offense because right now it's just bland fish and nobody wants to taste that. Let's go to Sammy Slaps. Do you think it's time for Big Ben to retire? Yes. I believe that it's time for Big Ben to retire. I don't know if it should be Dwayne Haskins. I don't know if it should be Mason Rudolph. But Ben just don't have it anymore, and it's really as simple as that. Perfect. Shout out to Marshall for getting this one made quick. Y for yes and for no. Should Big Ben retire? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to type my Y for yes. When you see a quarterback that literally can't throw the ball 20, 30 yards, and when he does throw it 20 to 30 yards, it's painful to watch, time to hang him up. Jaleel Brown, do you think Sam Darnold is going to be in the MVP? So either in the MVP discussion or just the MVP. I don't think that Darnold is going to win it. And also I realize you have Sam Donald here. I don't know, maybe that's his evil twin. Does he deserve to be in the conversation? Maybe, because a lot of times people just look at quarterback wins. Now, if Carolina goes on to win that division, then definitely, because you're beating out Tom Brady. But I'm still going to say he's not in my top 5, and I don't even know if he's in my top 10. What up, Robert Bruce? Hi, Mitch. Hi, Brett. Hi, Marshall. Everyone, do you think that the Raiders are for real? And I don't know if this is just the ultimate cliffhanger or what, but yes, I do think that the Raiders are. I do think the Raiders are for real. The offensive line has played bad. However, they've still been able to come away with wins. They've been able to overcome 2 14-point deficits. Now they need to start playing better in the first quarter because you're not always going to be able to come back all the time, but you beat 3 teams that won 10 games last year. In my personal opinion, that makes you pretty damn legit. Now, Bruce, appreciate the question. If anybody watching right now is like, what the hell, why did you miss my question? It's probably because either A, you didn't super chat, or we just got a lot coming in right now. If you want me to answer any of your questions that you got coming on the show, please don't hesitate. Hit me up on Instagram. I'm at MitchellRens365. More than happy to answer your fantasy questions. I got Raiders questions always coming in, but at my specialties, NFL, fantasy football, Raiders, those are probably my 3 best areas for questionnaire.